Hey Sainers, welcome to Saints TV Weekly. May 23rd, off the back of an amazing weekend by the footy club. I'm back in Melbourne, ready to go for another Saints TV Weekly this week. I've got my Inglewood coffee here. You would have seen it in the intro. You can get 30% off, so head on over to inglewoodcoffeeroasters.com.au and you can get 30% off all of the coffee there. Tastes even better after a win, so I highly recommend it. But without further ado, let's get straight into the news. Alright, so we flew to Adelaide, Saturday night football, Sir Douglas Nicholls round, and also Brad Hill's 200th match. And we came away with a 21-point win. Adelaide 69, St Kilda 90. Fun fact, in my pre-season prediction, where I predicted every score for St Kilda's games, this game I actually predicted 71-90 St Kilda's way. So I was 2 points off. I gave Adelaide a couple more points, but almost predicted the exact score and result in the off-season. So a little bit of a pat on the back there, but the performance overall was probably not that four-quarter performance that we were anticipating, that we wanted. And to be fair, we haven't really had that all year. Even in our wins, they've all been mainly, I think 5 of the 7 we've been down at halftime. So we do like to come from behind and take the lead late in a game, and we did that again on the weekend. 8 goals to 3 last quarter. Max King kicking 6 straight got us over the line. And that majority of that was in the last 10 minutes. We kicked 4 goals straight in the final 5-6 minutes to seal the win. And that was from Membry, from Marshall, from Ryder and King. All of our tools going nuts in the last 5 minutes. And the away fans down at Adelaide Oval, I was right amongst it in the cheer squad. Were going nuts on the hill, everything. It was just such a good vibe. The away support was incredible. And if you haven't travelled and done an away game, I highly recommend it. That was so much fun. I can't wait to do it again with all of you Sainers. But yeah, solid performance in the end. It wasn't the best performance, but we got the chocolates. My full match review is up, as well as player ratings and fan cams. We got a sneak peek of the fan celebrations at Adelaide Oval after the game. So make sure you check out those videos after you watch Saints TV Weekly. But yeah, it was just a performance that we needed. It took us to 7-3. We're now 5th. And the best part is that a couple of teams above us dropped some games yesterday in Brisbane, losing to Hawthorn amazingly in Tassie. And then Collingwood did a number over Fremantle yesterday, which I had a feeling about because they always play well in Perth. So 2 very good results there for us. And that means that we should, if things go as expected next weekend, we should be in the top 4 at the bye. But that's a week away from now, but it's a good place to be as a St Kilda supporter at the moment. In terms of VFL news, the VFL boys got another win. They won 65-69 against the Blues. It was a really tough, hard-fought game. I think we were down for a lot of that game, and we seemed to just run out the game really well. Carlton kicked 4 goals to 1 in the first. They were leading by a goal at half-time, and then we kind of slowly took over. And it's really good to see that kind of translates from AFL level to VFL level, that, you know, we're starting a bit slow, but we're building form, and now we end up, you know, finishing games really well at VFL level. So there's a bit of a link there, Sainers. I don't know if that's really to do with the overall fitness of the whole squad, but that's good signs. And I'm not sure where Sandy are on the ladder at the moment, but they'd be 5th or 4th at the moment. I think they've definitely won more games than they lost and entrenched in the top 8, which is really good. And the best signs was obviously that Highmore, Clark, Burns, Jared Leenet, or Lynett. I honestly forgot how to pronounce his name, so correct me please, someone. They all had amazing performances, but it was Tom Highmore, 17 marks. Ryan Burns had a great game. And Hunter Clark, 31 disposals, 7 clearances, as well as Jack Bytel, who had a really good game. So we've got a lot of players knocking on the door to come in. There were some quiet players at AFL level, so they'll definitely be kind of like, they want to hit the ground running at training this week and really make a stand for their position, because you got Hunter Clark, you got Burns, Highmore, Bytel, you got all these guys ready to come in. And then Jack Steele, you know, importantly in about 5 weeks' time as well. So that's a really good spot for us to be put into. And we've got North Melbourne this week. So there might be, no disrespect to North, but there might be some room there to just rest a few boys and bring in Hunter Clark, ease him into AFL level. Even Ryan Burns, who I think has pretty much been best on ground for Sandy for the last 4 or 5 weeks and hasn't gotten a game yet. I think he deserves to be put into the starting 22, because I think he was the medical sub on the weekend in Adelaide. And on top of that, some good news from David King. I just thought I'd share this because I heard it last night. I'm like, whoa, that is a big call. And this was reported last night. It's on foxsports.com.au as well for you guys that want to read it at home. They say Max King finals eruption can win St Kilda its first flag since 1966, according to David King. Now, David King and I, we go way back. And he's always taking pot shots at St Kilda, but he's loving the Saints at the moment, where I think he's 4th or 3rd top seed in the AFL in his rankings. And he rates King, and he thinks King is that good that basically Max King can win us the flag on his own boot. He said, I think if this guy lights up in September, they can win it. There's no doubt about that. They can win the flag. This is the guy no one can stop in the air. Have a look at where he marks the ball. I know the Adelaide Crows were undersized as a back six, but it's a metre above anyone else, the metre that matters. Clearly, he's the key to the Saints, but there's not a defender in the competition who can stop any of those. That's David King last night. That's huge. And he's not just really saying that just about Kingy. He's rating the whole team at the moment. He thinks that, despite our lack of star power, we've really got this team-focused, team-first style, and it's paying off big time. So it's a really good position to be in. Nice to see David King giving the boys a pat on the back, in particular Max King, because King is a bloody superstar, and he's only going to get better. And off the back of that leads me to our next point of news. Because of our good form and the way we've been playing, the fixture was released, I think, last Thursday, and we were rewarded with some primetime footy, Sainers. So that's really good news. I'll go through them now. Round 16, Carlton versus St Kilda, Friday night footy, July 1. That's going to be a blockbuster based on how both teams are going at the moment. Could be a top 4 clash. Round 17, St Kilda versus Fremantle, Saturday night football at Marvel Stadium. Round 18, Western Bulldogs versus St Kilda, 15th of July, Friday night football again, absolutely huge game. And then round 19, last game of the round, as always, when you play in Perth, and we play the West Coast Eagles at Optus Stadium. So that's a very good stretch of games there. We've got Sunday coming up against North, but then we've got a few big games after that, I think on Channel 7 on prime time, which is great. And then obviously those 3 or 4 games there on prime time slots as well. So much deserved. The boys are going well, 7-3. Cannot be too dissatisfied about that, that's for sure. And now, question time. But first, let's just take a quick Inglewood break. Damn, that's good. All right. Let's get straight into it. This one's from Quinny. Was the Sharman goal the turning point in the game for you? I don't know if it was the turning point. I don't really know where I could describe what a turning point was in that game, because it kind of just ebbed and flowed back and forth non-stop. They hit the front, we hit the front, they hit the front. But when he kicked that goal, I kind of had a feeling like, if we're going to lose this, we're going to lose it going down swinging. And he sunk that, and then we kind of changed the momentum. And Sharman has a knack of kicking goals like that. He's a gem. Cardman, saw him at the game, which was great. He's got his vlog out as well, so make sure you check that out. I make a little bit of an appearance at the end of that, so just skip to the end and you'll see the old Godfather there. Cardman's asking, is Cal Wilkie our most important defender? I think they're all very important, but the fact that he can play tall and play small, like none of the other back six, probably makes him our most important defender. I think if we did lose Dougal Howard, though, that'd be a bit hard. And we've got more depth in that third, second tall position than obviously at fullback. We've just got Darragh Joyce, essentially. So I think he's probably our most flexible defender, but I still maybe think that Dougs probably is our most important, because he just is that pillar at the back and he hardly gets beaten, which is great. But Cal Wilkie is in amazing form and potentially All-Australian the way he's going. This one's from Bosch. He's asking, chances of us making top 4? Still early days. We might well be 4th at the end of next round if Melbourne beat Fremantle and then we just smash North Melbourne, and we could even be 3rd if Collingwood upset Carlton, which could be a possibility because Collingwood always play well against Carlton, and they just had a very good win interstate against Fremantle in Perth. So they're going well. That's going to be a big game, but we just need to focus on ourselves and just get the chocolates against North. If we make 4th or 3rd, that's great, but our chances are as good as anyone's in the top 8. Probably we'd be the fourth. I think we're probably the fourth best team in it at the moment, behind maybe Brisbane, Melbourne, Carlton, Sydney. But I think even then, Carlton, Sydney, we've probably matched it. We would match it with them. So we're probably the third, fourth best team in it at the moment. So chances, pretty good at the moment. But we've got a tough second half of the year, and we've got no Jack Steele for another 5 weeks. So let's see how we go. And lastly, this one's from Josh. How bloody good is Adelaide Oval? Mate, Adelaide Oval is electric. It's so much fun to go. I love going there. The previous couple of times I've been there, we've lost pretty badly. So this was a really good change to get the win on top of the experience. And to be in the cheer squad where everyone was chanting, and that was just where all the Saners were, it was so much fun. I'm so glad that my mate booked tickets there and we didn't go top tier, because although I would have seen more of the ground, I wouldn't have gotten that experience away from home. And I think if you're going to be amongst the crowd on the bottom level, away from home is great. At home, I kind of like being at top, but away from home, interstate, there's nothing better than being amongst the cheer squad and singing the songs and clapping and seeing Maxi King goals just going over your head every 5 minutes. A few of them came right at us. So it was such a good experience. Love Adelaide Oval. And, obviously Optus as well in Perth is a beautiful stadium. So yeah, great to get down there, and even better to get the win there as well. There you have it, Sainers. That is Saints TV Weekly for another week. A nice, short, sharp one. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Please like the video if you did. Comment your thoughts on the club as a whole so far. Let me know how you're feeling going into this week. And subscribe as well, importantly. If you're watching this and you're a Sainer and you haven't subscribed, because I know a lot of you haven't subscribed. There's about 45-50% that watch that haven't subscribed. So it'd be great. If you enjoy my content, please hit the button. And if you know a Sainer and you're not a Sainer, share it to your Saints mates. Hopefully they enjoy this content as well. And I'll be back later in the week for my preview of the game against North Melbourne, as well as the podcast that'll be out tonight/tomorrow as well. So stay tuned for all of that. Plenty of Saints TV content to come this week. So enjoy the rest of your week, Saints. Enjoy the win, and I'll see you during the week for some more Saints TV content. Until then, take care and go you mighty Sainers. See you guys.